Hello all, welcome back to Project Mastery Podcast. Imagine you are building a project engine so smooth that every task adds value. Nothing is wasted and the team feels empowered. That is the magic of lean thinking. Today we'll dive into the 7 lean principles that transformed industries and will transform your projects too. Lean development is the application of lean principles to software development. Lean principles started in manufacturing as a way to optimize production line in order to minimize waste and to maximize customer value. These two goals were also relevant to software development, which also follows a repeatable process and it will require a particular quality standard. Software development also relies on collaboration of group of specialized workers. Let us get into the first principle. Eliminate waste. One of the key practice in lean is to eliminate anything that does not add value to the customer. There are 7 ways defined in the Toyota School of Lean Manufacturing. They are overproduction, where you manufacture an item before it is really required. Unnecessary transportation, where you move the inventory from place to place, which is going to create a great risk for damage without adding any value. Excessive inventory, where you are going to hold inventory, which will definitely add cost without adding any value to the customer. And we all know that excess inventory is going to take up a lot of space and it will definitely increase lead time and delay innovation. Excessive motion literally refers to the movement of workers on the particular shop floor in the manufacturing industry and refers to the unnecessary movement of these workers. Defects, it will refer to quality issues like scrap, rework that happens in manufacturing industry, which can add tremendous additional cost to organizations. Over processing, which means you are going to use expensive tools to do what could be done with simpler tools, so you want to minimize those expensive tools. Waiting, where the inventory is going to wait between steps. These are related to manufacturing industry and these were translated to software development by Tom and Mary Poppendieck. If we talk about software industry, eliminate waste principle, how do we apply them here? We're talking about unnecessary code or functionality, which is going to delay time to customer, it is going to slow down feedback loops. Starting more than that can be completed. Example, you are going to add unnecessary complexity to the entire system, which may result in context switching, which may result in handoff delays, and it can also create impediments in the entire flow. Waste also refers to delay in the software development process, which will delay time to customer. It will slow down all the feedback loops. Waste also refers to unclear or constantly changing requirements, which results in rework. It's going to frustrate all the team members. It may create quality issues, and there's going to be lack of focus for the particular work. It also refers to bureaucracy, which will delay speed. It also refers to slow or ineffective communication. Partially done work is also one of the ways that we need to eliminate, which is not going to add value to any stakeholder or allow the teams to learn from what they're doing. Defects and quality issues are also something that has to be eliminated. They will definitely result in rework and poor stakeholder satisfaction. Task switching is an aspect which can be eliminated as it is going to impact the work quality. It will create communication breakdown and it will also be a factor responsible for team morale being very low. All these are examples of things that do not add value and we need to eliminate them. Waste is anything that doesn't add value to the customer, whether that is rework, waiting time or unnecessary approvals. As a project manager, your first responsibility is to identify and remove these blockers. Think of it like decluttering your workspace. The less junk, the more focus. Projects thrive when we cut the noise. Moving on to the second principle, which is called build quality in. Every team wants to build quality into whatever they are doing, but it has to be a disciplined practice. Some of the popular lean development tools for building quality are pair programming, which will avoid quality issues as you are going to combine multiple skills and the experience of 2 or more developers. Test-driven development is another tool for building quality, where you are going to write criteria for code before writing the code to ensure it meets the business requirements. Incremental development, constant feedback are also examples of lean development tools for building quality. Wait states need to be minimized. You have to reduce context switching, find out knowledge gaps and reduce them. Automation is also a tool where you want to automate any manual intensive process, any process which is prone to human error, any tedious process you can automate. Quality shouldn't be inspected at the end. It has to be embedded in every stage of the project lifecycle. Automated testing, peer reviews, and strong definition of done are key aspects here. There is no point fixing problems later. We should always think about preventing them earlier. This approach is going to be a very cheap approach, faster approach, and it will also earn everybody's trust. Moving on to the next principle, which is called create knowledge. The lean principle of create knowledge is also a disciplined principle. This principle is going to encourage the teams to provide the required infrastructure so that you are able to properly document all the learning aspects and retain the valuable assets. This can be done by using many tools like pair programming, code review, documentation, wiki knowledge base, thoroughly indented code, thoroughly commented code, conducting knowledge sharing sessions, conducting training, using tools to manage requirements, using tools to manage user stories. Lean projects treat learning as part of delivery. Every sprint, every retrospective, every prototype builds knowledge capital for the team. When teams share and learn continuously, innovation is going to accelerate. Moving on to the next principle, which is called deferred commitment. This principle is not understood properly by many of them. They are misusing them. They feel that this principle refers to irresponsibility when it comes to making decisions. But that is not the case. This particular principle is actually encouraging the team to demonstrate complete responsibility by keeping all the options open, and continuously you need to collect information rather than making fast decisions without the required data. To defer commitment means don't commit to ideas or projects unless you have completely understood the business requirements. To defer commitment means you have to constantly collect information, you have to constantly analyze information related to any important decision that you may have to take in the project lifecycle. Do not rush into decisions when information is still evolving. Keep options open and commit only when you have enough clarity. Think of it like crossing a foggy bridge. You don't sprint ahead blindly. You wait until the fog clears, just enough to move safely. Moving on to the next principle, which is called deliver fast. Every team wants to deliver the product fast to the customer, hand it over to the customer as quickly as possible. We are not talking about teams wanting to deliver fast, but rather what slows them down is what you need to focus on. Thinking too far in advance about future requirement needs, blockers that are not responded where it has to be responded with urgency, or any over engineering solutions, you need to focus on these factors which are blocking us from delivering fast. The lean way of delivering is not about working over weekends or working strenuously over long hours or working without taking a break. Lean development is all about building a simple solution, showcasing it to the customers, enhancing the solution incrementally based on customer feedback. Speed to market is an incredible competitive advantage that we are all aware of. Value delayed is value denied. Frequent deliveries mean faster feedback. Frequent deliveries means happier stakeholders. Frequent deliveries definitely will reduce risk. In today's world, speed is strategy. Delivering early wins confidence and momentum. We move on to the next principle, which is respect for people. This particular principle is applicable to all the teams who follow lean methodology. How you communicate, how do you handle conflict, how do you onboard team members, how do you hire team members, how do you deal with improving process. Lean development is all about encouraging respect for people. You have to communicate effectively, you have to communicate proactively, you need to encourage healthy conflicts, you have to empower each other, which is important thing, to do their best work. Your team is not just resources, they are innovators, they are problem solvers, they are collaborators. Respect is going to be the foundation of engagement, and it is also the foundation of productivity. When people feel respected, they give their best. Projects succeed not because of tools, but because of people. This is a very important principle that people generally neglect, but it is one of the core principles of lean methodology. Moving on to the next principle, which is called optimize the whole. Let's take an example. You are releasing a sloppy code just for the purpose of speed. When developers feel pressured to deliver at all cost, they are going to release code that may or may not meet the quality standards. This is going to increase the code base complexity. It will also result in defects. There's going to be more work that you have to do when there are more defects, and it's going to impact quality, and this cycle will definitely continue. The another issue that we can take as an example is with testing. Testers are going to get overloaded. It creates a long cycle time between when the developers write the code, when testers are going to be available to provide feedback. Developers continue writing code that may or may not be defective, that will result in more defects and require more testing. Optimize the whole is a principle that's going to encourage lean organizations to eliminate these vicious circles. You need to better understand what is the capacity and the downstream impact of work. This is based on the idea that there's going to be something called value stream. Every business represents a value stream. Activities happen in a particular sequence. The sequence of activities that are required to deliver the product, the sequence of activities that are required to design the product, the sequence of activities that are going to produce a particular service to the customer. Our goal is to deliver as much as value to customers as quickly as possible. Then what we have to do, we need to optimize the value streams so that we achieve fast value to the customers. We need to identify the value streams and then we need to optimize them. After we identify how the value is flowing through these teams, many organizations organize software development teams to be complete, co-located, multidisciplinary, which enables them to have everything they need to deliver a request from beginning to end without dependency with other teams. This is an approach which was popularized by Spotify and it has been adopted by many lean organizations. But before doing this, you will need to identify how the value flows through their teams. End-to-end value delivery is what matters. Think orchestra, not solo. Every instrument matters, but the magic is in harmony. We have done a quick overview of the 7 lean principles: eliminate waste, build quality in, create knowledge, defer commitment, deliver fast, respect people, and optimize the whole. They are not just project guidelines, they remain a philosophy for smarter and more human work. We have come to the end of the episode. Hope the knowledge was valuable. Thank you for tuning in.